Okay. Okay, if some people still join a little bit later, I'll just let them in. But because there's load shedding at 9, I think we need to start because it's depending on how many questions you guys have, it can take a while. So let's kick off. Is there any general questions with regards to the exam itself, not a specific module, just the exam itself? You can either type the question or you can speak to me. Nothing.
So I think the only question I have is really from my side, where I had made arrangements to write an old curriculum, but I've been trying to confirm that.
Yes.
That's the only question that I have.
Yeah, you're going to have to confirm that with Ashley, that she prints a specific paper for you.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll confirm with her tomorrow.
Okay. I've got a question here. Is it Rogan? How do I say your name? I hope that's okay. It's mainly workbook 1 that you need to, it's to prep you for the exam. The workbooks are actually marked before you do your practical assessment. So the assessor that's going to assess you will then have to mark your workbooks and also the elective that you chose. So the workbook's just there to prep you for the exam. Does that help?
And we are writing at the offices. So for example, mine in Joburg would be in Crown Mines, correct?
Sorry, can you just repeat?
So we would be writing at the satellite office as well. So Crown Mines, in my case.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Are you still talking about the workbook or are you talking about where to write?
No. Talking about the exam itself. So
Yeah.
the venue would probably be at the satellite offices near Crown Mines in Joburg.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I invigilate it in Johannesburg, in Hoedspruit, so I don't really know where the others are. Sorry.
Okay.
You can just confirm that with Ashley.
I will. And then also, are there any things that we need to take with us? ID, books?
Yes,
whatever?
you have to have identification with you. Your logbook was supposed to be signed off before you get permission to write. I know sometimes they do send me a list of people's logbooks I need to send with the exam papers that haven't been signed off. But the protocol is that your logbook needs to be signed off before you write the exam. But yeah, it's identification and take an extra pen. It's a lot of writing. So let me just read here.
Hi, Letitia. Sorry.
Hello.
Just a quick question about mark allocations per section. Is that going to be evenly distributed? Is there a rough breakdown of what we can expect in terms of the layout of the paper?
Yes, it's between 5 to 10 marks per module. Some modules 5 or 7 marks, and there are some modules that might go over 10, but it's usually within that region.
Great, thank you. And then is it going to be specific 1 mark questions, or is it better to have broad understandings and be able to write essay type answers?
Well, it depends on the question. There is a few that they would ask you a specific question and there is just one answer to it. But the whole purpose of the NQF4 is that's why you need to have at least a year's experience, is to see if you've developed a deeper understanding of the work you've learned in the NQF2. So the
Okay, great,
question,
thank you.
now the questions do tend to go to a broader understanding or a deeper understanding of the work.
Great. And then just, so I've been reading every chapter in the updated version of the NQF4 book.
Yes.
Starts with what you should remember from the NQF2 work. Will you be fine to not, like, do you need to know specifically revise all of the NQF2 work, or is a broad understanding fine and then focusing on the content of NQF4 important?
No, I'd rather go for the NQF4 information.
Okay, so,
yeah.
so we're not going to be asked specific 1 or 2 mark questions on NQF2 work.
There's a few questions, but it's it might be a definition here or there, but nothing specific that I can think of now. It's more about the NQF4 work.
Okay, thank you.
What I mean with that is, let's take, for example, ecology. You must at least know what the definition of ecology is to have a deeper understanding of how ecology actually plays a role in nature. So, you know, the NQF2 is more based on the definitions itself, where the NQF4 is more, do you understand how ecology plays a role within nature?
Okay, great, thank you.
Pleasure. I'm just quickly reading here what Rogan is saying. No, that would not be in the exam, Rogan. Pleasure. Any other exam-related questions? Okay, then let's start with section 1, creating a guided experience. I do not have the new manual, guys. I haven't received one yet. I must actually drop by FGASA and get one. So you guys, I won't be able to tell you which module we're on. So I would rather just give this the name of the section. And if I miss one of the sections, please, maybe you guys can just tell me what is the next section, because I don't know. If you can help me out with that. Okay. But I think the first section is still creating a guided nature experience. Any questions on there? I can't give you guys exam questions as examples. That would be unfair, and I'm not allowed to. So you guys must tell me what you want me to explain. Nothing. Everybody happy with creating a guided experience? Can I get a thumbs up or down? Somebody might be typing, I don't know. Okay, when it comes to that section in NQF4, they really want to see if you've gained experience. You know, if you do the NQF2, it's more about client checks and your debrief and what checks would you do on a vehicle and things. That can still come into play here, but more from you've now worked. So that section should actually be quite easy for you guys to answer. Okay, you guys happy with that one? I think the next section is geology. Any specific questions there? Yeah, we're going to be finished before 8 o'clock if you guys carry on like this. Soils are very important there. Okay. Everything about soils. Everybody okay with geology? Can you guys hear me? Okay, astronomy. Any specifics there? Solar systems, important, all the different constellations, the different stars, the brightest, 7 brightest, 9th brightest. Those type of things are important. What makes up constellations? Okay, we have a question. How exact do we need to be with distances from the Earth for stars? You have to be very exact. That's what they tell you in the manual. That's the answer. Any other questions on astronomy? You guys must talk to me. I can't help you if I don't know what you need help with, huh? Welcome, Yapi.
Thank you.
Yapi, we are now in section 3, astronomy. There wasn't really any questions on creating a guided experience or geology. We've just had one question on astronomy. Is there anything in those sections that you need help with, or anything in general with the exam?
No, not for now. Thank you very much. Apologies for being late.
No problem.
We're having load shedding this side.
Yeah. Okay, no problem. So far, there hasn't been a lot of questions, so let's hope we get to a section where I can help you guys. Weather and climate. Anybody with questions there? Everybody happy with Coriolis effect? It's usually one that people struggle with. Everybody okay with explaining the weather patterns between the west and the east? It's a little bit deeper than just the NQF2, huh? With the NQF2, you just need to say what causes the weather. Yeah, you must show an understanding of how those causes are actually working together to create that. Okay, everybody happy with that? Ecology? Any questions there? Nothing. You guys know all your cycles?
There's a question on the cycles.
Yes.
Do we need, might we get it in diagram format, or just to explain it like in an essay on the carbon and nitrogen cycles?
Sure, that's difficult to answer because the papers are vastly different. Some of them, it's an essay. Some of them, they give you a diagram, and it's usually not the exact diagram that's in the manual. Okay, so they don't make it that easy that you can go and memorize that. So they will get a absolute similar. The cycle still stays the same, but a different picture. I would say there's probably more diagrams that you need to explain than an essay form.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure. Is there anybody battling with any of the cycles? Okay. Everybody happy
Sorry to
with,
jump in there.
no problem?
Sorry to jump in sort of last second. When you're looking at the oxygen side, there's obviously a section on photosynthesis. Now, is photosynthesis regarded as an ecology question or is that a plant question?
That's both.
Okay.
Within the oxygen cycle, that is part of ecology. But photosynthesis itself, where the plant is involved, that would be a plant question. So it could come up in
So
both.
if you get the question in the ecology section, do you have to go as in depth as you would in the plant section if it's just asking on the role of oxygen?
No, then you will just cover the role that oxygen plays there.
Okay.
So
perfect, thank
it's a byproduct of photosynthesis.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, remember to then cycle it back as part of cell respiration.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So it's a simpler form of the photosynthesis cycle if it's an ecology question. If it
Yes.
comes up in a plant question, that's more in-depth knowledge required.
Yes. Then you need
Okay,
to bring in the carbon dioxide and the water and all of that.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Pleasure. I've got a question here. Zach, no, sorry, you are, that was last night. This might be a little bit over your head. And there's also not a lot of questions on this one. The NQF2s had a lot of questions last night. It was recorded and it will be, I think, on a YouTube, but Ashley will advertise it on the Facebook page with a link that you can click on and you can go and listen to those. And if you have any further questions, here's my number. My name is Letitia. And you're welcome to WhatsApp me if there's anything that I can help you with. Okay, no problem. Yeah, the recording is still being uploaded. Is this now two different people? Oh, it's just a different name. The recording, it's quite a big recording. It's, I think, about 2.6 gigabytes. So it's still uploading. So I think it might be available over the weekend. What's today? Wednesday. No, maybe, yeah, maybe by Thursday, Friday. Okay. Then you can just click on that. It's a pleasure. Please let me know if you need any help. Huh? Okay, where were we? Everybody happy with the spheres? Okay, taxonomy. Any problems there or anything that I can explain? I think you guys are going to do very well. Last night was an overflow of questions. Everybody happy with that? Botany? Any specific questions there? Nothing? Remember, here you need to have a deeper understanding. Huh? This is not like NQF2. They're not just going to ask you what is cyanobacteria and why is it not called, why should it not be called blue-green algae? You need to know its roles in the ecosystem. You need to know where the toxins come from. There's a little bit more deeper understanding there. C3, C4, photosynthesis. You guys happy with that one? Okay, awesome. Arthropods. Everybody happy with that? Amphibians, any questions there? Those sections are usually quite easy. You guys must help me out with the new modules. I don't have them in front of me, so I don't know what they are. Everybody happy with amphibians? Everybody knows how a frog makes a sound. Reptiles? Fish? The fish section is quite intense, especially with the aquatic environment. You guys must really go and look at that aquatic environment and study that in depth. Birds, any questions on birds? Flight, which is not covered in NQF2, is quite important in NQF4. Understand flight, understand the feathers. Mammals, any questions there? Nothing? Animal behavior? And, okay, wait, I have a question. Rogan, there can be one, maximum 2 questions. For example, they can give you a family name and ask you which birds, give an example of a bird that will fall under that family. Or they can give you the bird and ask you the genus. It's usually family and genus, not the full scientific name. But if you're going to spend a lot of time to go and learn that, that might be one point. I would spend a little bit more time on the other stuff. Okay, guys, I don't have the other sections. Is there any questions on the new sections? Nothing.
I've got a section on the section on fungi and termites, fungus gardens. It talks about the wood termites, and their relationship with fungus and mushrooms. And in a point it says, once the fungal gardens are depleted, termites deposit it outside the mound. Do you know exactly what they're depositing outside of the mound? Is it soil? Is it remnants of the fungi? Because that's when the fruit bodies emerge from discarded soil, is the next sort of line. It doesn't really say exactly what's discarded, whether or not once the fungal garden is completely depleted, which means that the termites have kind of then lost interest in it. It's kind of a little bit ambiguous there.
Yeah, give me a second to think about that. Do you have that section in the book that you can just read to me so I can just have some background
Yeah,
on that?
I'm going to do that now. So mushrooms are cultivated and tended for in special fungus gardens in the nests of wood-eating termites. These termites deposit partially digested wood and wood debris in the form of fecal pellets under the mycelia, which extract the nutrients they require to form small nodules of hyphae. The nodules in turn serve as food for the termite colony. When these fungus gardens are depleted, they are often deposited outside the termite mound. The fruit bodies, the mushrooms of different species, may later emerge in the soil that has been discarded from the nest. So does that mean that the entire fungus has sort of just died off, or have the termites started to stop depositing their fecal pellets in that area, which would give them the food that the fungus needs to produce the nodules, which the termites eat, and what's discarded? It's a little bit sort of unclear as to exactly what's going on.
If I just draw from my own experience here, from my own learning, so your fungus do also have a lifespan. So that specific garden, I won't say that they would discard the entire garden, but the fungus that has lived out its lifespan, I would think that they would take that outside. But with that, you will obviously have fruit bodies which bear spores, and therefore you will have fungus growing outside of the termite mound then. But I don't think that they lose interest, or that they that the entire colony would die. I'm not talking about the termites now. I'm talking about the fungus. Yeah. I don't think that whole the entire fungus garden would die. I think it is the parts that have lived out its lifespan, and they would take that out.
Okay, and do you have a general sort of lifespan of this kind of fungus? Are they long-lived, short-lived species?
No, you've got me on that one, but I would definitely go look that up. I don't think it will be very long, but I think it is continuous. So, you know, as the spores germinate inside the termite mound, there's a new life cycle that is starting there now. But the others would then die, and they would take them out. But I would go and have a look at that. That's an interesting question. I would like to know as well. But that would just be my perception of it.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
It's a pleasure. Yapi, how much of the questions will be on the NQF2 work? No, NQF2 work, if I have to put a percentage to it, less than 10%.
Okay, thank you.
Pleasure. It is more, I don't know, I think you came in maybe a little bit later. It is more, that's why you need to have the year experience before you're allowed to do NQF4. NQF2 is that foundation that they set with definitions. So if you have the definition of ecology, now you need to know how an ecosystem functions within nature. So that deeper understanding of it. So you can bring the definition in. That's why they say refer back to your NQF2 manual. You can bring the definition in, but you must show a deeper understanding of it.
Okay, thank you.
Pleasure. Any other questions, guys? This is the shortest workshop I've ever done. I've put my number there. If you guys do come up with any questions that I can help you with, please WhatsApp me and I can see how I can help. And Gareth, it was you talking about the mushrooms, huh?
Yeah, yes, it was myself.
Please WhatsApp me your number, because I would like to send you some information on that when I find it.
Okay, will do.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Pleasure. I actually saw today, Gareth, with regards to that, but I don't think it wasn't the termites that were taking the mushrooms out. I've actually got a video that is going to go onto our Facebook page, where I actually spoke about it. It was a honey badger that was digging and eating termites. And he dug until he got to a fungal garden, and there was a lot of this fungus lying on the outside of the termite mound. And it was the first time that I actually saw it. It's quite interesting. It almost looks like very funny bark. It's not what I expected.
Was the honey badger eating the mushrooms or just purely going for the
No,
termites?
no, he was going for the termites. You could see that.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's interesting sighting.
yeah. No, it's very, very nice. I did a whole short video on that. That's going to be on our Facebook page quite soon.
Okay, nice. Be interesting to watch.
Yeah, you can see the
Just on the-
tracks and everything there.
Yeah. Just on the termites section here as well, they talk about wood feeding termites. Would
Mhm.
there potentially be, I mean, this if it's not in the book, it's not going to be examinable. So they
Yeah.
wouldn't really talk about fungus, grain termites and termitarians, would they? It would only be the content in the manual.
Yeah, only the content in the manual. But if I can give you all just a tip on the exam, please show within that the experience that you already have. So if there is a question and you actually have experienced something in that sense, use those examples in the exam to show insight. Okay, is there any other questions, guys? Nothing? You guys have my number? If you think of something, please let me know. I'll see how I can help. Gareth, if I can ask you to WhatsApp me just a photo of that section so that I can get you the right information.
Okay, I'll do that now.
Thank you
Peter.
very much.
Thank you.
Nothing else, guys?
Just want to ask another question
Mhm.
regarding the mosquito and the hearing process and for that. That quite important also to be able to describe.
Yes. Definitely.
Okay.
See, you guys must ask me questions. I can't give you stuff, but you can ask me and I can answer.
Sorry, what section was that important? Mosquito, I got mosquito there.
The hearing,
Um,
how mosquitoes hearing works.
All right.
the anthropod.
Any other questions? You guys can ask. I'm here until 9. As I say, I can answer you, but I can't give away questions. If you want to know if certain things are important or not.
In that case, sort of knowing individual plants and like in the workbook and mammals and examples of spiders and whatnot. Obviously knowing a few individuals is important. How much information do you need? If per section you're going to get asked between 5 and 10 questions,
5 and
surely
10
those sort of
marks.
knowledge, of marks, sorry.
Yeah,
Those kind of questions would be the whole section then. So
yeah.
I mean, knowing information on every species, gestation period, lifespan, is that not going to take marks
That's-
away, or those still important to know for a few?
No. That, you know, it's not going to be, they're not going to take a weird and wonderful animal out of a hat. It's going to be those that guests will ask questions about. So you're not going to be asked the gestation period of an elephant shrew. but an elephant, yes.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, those would be 1-point questions to make up 10 marks or 12 marks or something. It's the essence of that module is what you need to really focus on. Not gestation periods of flagship species or something like that. There would be a 1-pointer maybe, but the essence of that module, make sure you understand what the essence of the module is.
Okay. So questions like one species from Canada, interesting facts and point form worth 5 marks isn't really something they're going to ask because it's not
No.
really detailing your knowledge on the mammal section.
No.
That's just general information on a
Yes.
species.
Yes.
Okay.
That's to help you and give you stuff to talk about as a guide.
Okay.
Anything else, guys? Well, then I'm going to have an early dinner. Please let me know if you guys have questions, okay? And Gareth, please send me that section on the mushrooms and the termites so I can get you an answer on that.
Will do.
Okay,
Thank you for your time.
it's a big pleasure. Okay,
Right,
guys.
thanks.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
It doesn't feel like I helped a lot, but yeah, I hope I did.
Cool, thank you.
Pleasure. I'm going to end it now. Have a nice evening. Bye-bye.
Bye.